Hi, I'm just going to share this information that I have put together about Cass Elliot. The emotional truth that she learned while growing up was assigned to her. She was assigned to be enduring. There we go. So this is her three-generation family system. And it's kind of a small chart there, but I'll just read the writing on the left side. Her grandparents judged women by size. Her parents were taught that body management. Cass internalized persona as armor. And that sounds real familiar to me. So, Bess Elliot, her mother, body management was a survival tool, and she used humor to cover over the wound of being overweight. Joe Elliot, her father, he loved her fiercely. He provided over a questioning system. He did not question the system that she learned growing up. Her two brothers, couldn't find any pictures of them, so I found this kind of represents them. Well, they had permission to take up space, and teasing was a normal way of life for them. But girls do not learn by teasing. What they learn from teasing is that they're not okay, and that it's not okay for them to take up space. Well, here, Cass Elliot, her family role was, I mean, she was super, super talented. Oh my God, the woman had pipes. She could sing, man. And she used humor as her armor. And her body was negotiation. Food was regulating her shame. And she has a lot in common with Karen Carpenter. In the structure of things, both of them attempted to regulate fear. Karen restricted, but Cass, she buffered through persona and appetite. So she placed armor around herself, and Karen tried to disappear. When she joined the Mamas and the Papas, the band dynamics also had their own inherited calibration. First of all, there was John Phillips, who was the leader pretty much, and he led by instinct, and hierarchy felt natural, like everyone needs to follow him. And he believed himself to be ruler,
Okay.
the leader by default. And let's see, where's my next one here? Denny was quite a character too, but he was not as harsh, I guess, as John was. His voice was rewarded. He was a phenomenal singer. He received love easily, and he assumed the cast was indestructible. Michelle, well, she fit the standards of beauty that are promoted in our society. So she like fit in according to the rules, but her ideal was a blind spot. Cass, her band role was she was the regulator and the grounding frequency until system redline, which means her system went into redline and she died from all the different signals that she was getting from her family and her bandmates. And we don't understand how this happens, but I'm getting an idea of what's going on. So she was caught in an invisible addiction loop. Well, since we have all these guys here already labeled, John was the male leadership, natural order. The cost for him was little personal cost, his identity, was allowed to expand. He was allowed to get larger and take up more space. Denny, his charisma and desire, his voice taking was rewarded. He received love easily, and hunger was normal. For Michelle, she had the currency of having beauty according to patriarchal system. She was rewarded socially for fitting that female ideal. Cass, on the other hand, she had tremendous emotional and creative labor. Her persona regulated her existence. The emotional cost for her was she hungered, she had shame, she didn't know her worth, her belonging was absorbed through the body. And a way to look at that is through an image, which this is what was going on, the dynamics in the group, is that the system is built on inherited false signals, not on personal deficit. And they built up in her because her beliefs that she was taught did not flow with the others. That doesn't mean the others had the correct signals. It just meant that they conflicted with the ones in her. So nobody was right because everybody was wrong. So this is what it should be. If everyone is calibrated correctly to the signals that we get and we send to each other, we feel unconditional belonging. We can speak without having a toll on us, and our selfhood is protected. And that is the end of my story about Cass Elliot. But you got to listen to her music. She is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Thanks for listening.